My name's Dave Jones and I work for Lightware Visual Engineering, a Hungarian-based manufacturer of routing switches and extension systems. The product that I wanted to discuss with you today is more our architecture of routing switch. We call it 25G hybrid. The reason we call it 25G hybrid is that the product is capable of 25 gigabits per second per video channel. What that means in sort of everyday terms is, let's take DisplayPort 1.2 or HDMI 2.0. Those are our new formats or future upcoming formats, and they require between 18 or 21.6 gigabits per second to be transmitted from A to B or to be routed. This product is already capable of handling those types of formats, and to my knowledge I think it's still the only product in the market that's able to do those kind of things. The product that we have released at this show, or certainly on this side of the Atlantic, is the 80x80. It's an 80x80 matrix switch. One of the biggest features of the product is that it's not simply a video router. So standard routing switches have inputs and outputs. You come in with video, you come out with video. Yes, it is an 80x80 video switch, but it's also an 80x80 audio switch, which is completely independent from the video layer. We have audio forward, so from source to display, and then we also have a separate layer of return audio, which is from display back to the source. 3 separate matrix switches. And then by the same token, in addition to that, we've got what we call the low speed layers. We also support USB KVM, CEC, IR, Ethernet, RS-232. All of these things have their separate switching planes throughout the matrix, and to try and get a head around it a bit, we say 3D switching, so multi-layer 3D switching. So inside this chassis there's actually 8 matrix switches, so it's not just a standard single video switch. One of the other features that's worth talking about in this product is obviously 80x80 and 160x160 are quite big. If we were talking about a one single room, the chances of having 160 inputs and outputs is unlikely. But if we were talking about a complete facility, for example, let's say multiple meeting rooms plus an auditorium or two, that kind of thing, then of course 80x80 or 160x160 is probably a relatively common requirement. What we've created within our software is we call it a room management tool. So you can go into the switch, you can create rooms in a matter of 10-15 seconds that could be any size. So we can create a 4x4 room, a 2x6 room, anything by anything room, and there's no limit to the amount of rooms that you can create. What this allows you to do is segregate off certain areas, and even from a control perspective, you can have different control systems managing each room independently that aren't even aware that they're connected to one centralized switch. A very good feature if you have rooms that are only going to be used by certain people, that you only want to have access rights to one room or another room. You can limit that from the administrative system within the chassis.